How prepared are you to survive a natural disaster? That's the question I've been asking myself ever since we had our almost blizzard here in the Northeast. What about you guys? Are you ready to be self-sufficient if it comes to it? And what kind of stuff do you buy when dangerous weather looms? Lewis, why don't you start out?
Two things I always get.
Yep.
Water, of course, you always have to have water. And I also have a water filter, so I always make sure that that's full. And this, which just arrived yesterday, batteries. I always stock up on batteries. I would say I stock up more so on batteries than I do on bread, milk, and eggs and all that other
Oh, wow.
unnecessary crap that's going to go to waste anyway.
Wow, you make it seem like what I buy is purely pedestrian. I really do go and buy bread, or at least I tried to, and I actually tried to buy tortillas instead of bread this time. And I guess
Tortillas.
quesadillas are like a huge blizzard food, I guess, because they
I
were
think
just
so,
sold
yes.
out, and I had to go with these. Anyway, I tend to get like bread. I don't get milk because I'm lactose intolerant. But you actually, I never think about putting aside water and batteries. What do you need batteries for? Isn't everything like rechargeable from the wall socket? So if the power goes
No,
out, you're
during whatchamacallit, was it Sandy? My
Mhm.
power went out, and I was like, all right, so obviously I can't use these to charge my iPhone, right?
Right.
But I do have this heavy-duty flashlight. It's a Duracell that pretty much just like brightens. It's an LED flashlight, and I
Okay.
believe it runs on 4 AA's. So I always make sure that like ever since that, because Sandy caught me off guard,
Right.
and ever since then
Mm.
I was like, all right, water and batteries. That's
Mhm.
really all you need to survive.
Yeah. See, I never think about water. And like batteries for me, I figure that if the power goes out and I can't use my cell phone, well, I'll just sit in the dark. I don't like there's nothing else for me to do. Like I don't need batteries for a flashlight or anything. Dan, how about you? You're not in a place that has to deal with weather, so you won't even know if something's coming. You're more of like the immediate disaster type of area, right?
Right. Actually, we here in the Southern California region, we have to stock up on Bermuda shorts and and things like that. But
For
I,
those
I am going to take
unexpectedly
your
sunny days.
yes, I'm going to take your advice though. I'm going to go stock up on chips and salsa and margarita mix because I think that would be appropriate disaster food here.
Because hey, you never know, right? But
Yeah.
do you have like an emergency kit, one of those to-go bags like the Red Cross?
No. Actually, here's what happened.
'Cause, I mean, the earthquake alley.
Yes, and my wife has actually been after me to like try to do some prepping beforehand, and so after our stepdaughter's wedding, we ended up with about 9 5-gallon jugs of water that are still out in the garage. So I feel like I'm at least somewhat prepared,
Yeah, you're good
unless
there.
an earthquake happens and then it like blocks any access to the garage. So then I'm hosed anyway. So
It swallows your garage, and then it's
exactly,
like, what else could I have done?
it'll be this giant sinkhole portal to hell or something. I don't know.
Lewis, do you have one of these to-go bag things like the Red Cross says you ought to have? I don't.
You know what? I have a bag like that for upgrading my PC, but not for an actual emergency.
Right.
What do you mean? You have like a bag full of like parts and stuff?
Yeah, I've had that for a long time. But like the only thing, you know what? In the sad part is I should have, considering my mom's a nurse. But the only thing I have are band-aids and alcohol, like rubbing alcohol,
Oh,
which is a good start, I guess.
Like
well,
rubbing-
yes, I was going to
Rubbing
say.
alcohol or like, you know?
And the real alcohol, the kind you drink.
Like a fifth of gin, I think, in Band-Aids would be appropriate.
It's probably a more enjoyable way of getting through a disaster, but probably not one that the Red Cross is going to,
Yes, I
Right.
you know,
didn't
suggest.
see that on their list of things that should be in your emergency pack.
Right.
What actually is on the Red Cross list of things? I'm kind of curious now.
All
It
right,
has to be.
it's water, 1 gallon per person per day, 3-day supply for evacuation purposes, which 3 gallons, that's a lot of weight to carry if you're going to evac. You know, each person has to
Yes.
carry 3 gallons of water, that's a lot. 3-day supply of food, a flashlight, a battery-powered or hand-cranked weather radio, extra batteries, which you've already got, just put them in a bag, Lewis.
Right.
First aid kit, we all have batteries, just put them in that same bag. Multi-purpose tool. See, I have that, but I don't have it in a bag. I have it on my desk, so like when we have to leave, I'll leave it behind. Personal hygiene items, which I guess are like toothbrushes and stuff. Cell phone and charger, extra cash, emergency blanket, and maps of the area, because chances are everyone will be logging onto the cell phone towers, and you won't be able to load up Google Maps.
Exactly.
So,
Well, now, this is so funny. It's like nobody says anything there about weapons, like machetes or guns. Like,
In the case of a zombie apocalypse, you mean?
Well, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. I want to be prepared. My wife got me the Gerber zombie knife kit thing, so I'm ready for that aspect.
You're
but I don't have any
prepared for
batteries.
any fictitious disaster that could come your way.
For that, I'm prepared.
Well, guys, maybe we should make a pact. We should all try and get together a to-go bag, between us to share.
All right, we'll do that. It'll
One
be
of you
good.
do that. All right, well, that's our 2 cents. What's yours? What's your disaster plan? What kind of items do you run to the store to buy to get you through bad weather, or do you have a kit for the unexpected disasters? Tell us in the comments below. And if you need any of those items, Deal News probably has a deal on them right now. Just search dealnews.com for whatever you need. That's dealnews.com and search for the emergency items of your choice. For dealnews.com, along with Dan Ledbetter and Luis Ramirez, I'm Jeff Summergy. Goodbye.